Hello, hello, hello. So today the topic is all about one way of saying it is cultivating connection with an avoidant, or if you basically, that's another way of saying it is you want more connection and somehow uh, you don't know how to talk to your partner about it in a way that actually makes things work because they get annoyed when you do. Um, I am just going to share this in my group, so give me one moment. Do. All right. Yes, I see myself looking down. Okay, we're almost there. What is going on here? Oh, man. Oh. We're almost there. Sorry about this. Doing it differently today. And, okay, boom. All right, I'm with you. My name is Shauna White. As you may already know, I am a relationship coach helping people in relationship to rebalance their energy and how they show up in their relationship so that they can find the sweet spot where connection starts to flow naturally. And we were just talking Friday all about needs. And today we're going to go on another needs journey. I have two people in mind who have questions about this. So one person is experiencing that she feels like her partner is not really showing up romantically, not really feeling like he's putting forth the warm, yummy energy to be to romance her and romance their relationship, and also not really communicating about his off time. And so there's a bit of a feeling of being left on the side. And the other person that I have in mind today also is in a relationship with someone. Well, it's a little different. Sounds a little different. Where he wants space, and she's having a hard time navigating the quiet time, the space time, feeling like feeling how to feel what's the right move, I guess, right? Whether it's whether it feels right to move in and connect, or just let him be, and how to navigate the silence. So in both cases, there's a bit of extra space in the relationship, a kind of a disconnect, a place of trying to navigate how to cultivate more connection. And so I am going to I'm going to talk about the most empowering thing that I can offer for both situations. And that is, I'm going to tell you a story too. So what I have found in relationship is that the best way to cultivate connection is to allow my partner to do whatever he wants. And rather than for me, like, I have to cultivate also what's my position in relationship to what he's doing. And if I sit in myself in a place of having my idea about how I want things to go, and then what he does is different than that, then I will naturally be unhappy with what he does. So I have found that that is kind of like me having my idea about what the relationship should be like, which I'm going to use the word fantasy. And I'm trying to be very gentle because I don't want anybody to feel bad about anything. Like the way that you feel and what you want, it's okay, right? It's okay. But I use this word with myself because I wanted to know what's real. And this is what really helps me. It really helps me, okay, is to prefer to discover what's actually here instead of to wish that it was different. So from that position, I can allow my partner to do whatever he wants to do and see what happens. It's a process of daily discovery of, is this person, I mean, I don't want to make every day a deal breaker. I'm not trying to say that every day should be a deal breaker, but it's kind of like, let him do whatever he's going to do. And then I find out what it is that he wants to do. And then when I find out what he wants to do, then I can decide if that's okay with me or not. But the thing is like, it's such a mishmash of what is it that I need, what is it that I want, and what is controlling. Because I don't want to be controlling, right? I want to let him be himself, but I don't have to accept what it is that he wants to offer me. But let me even find out what it is first. And it's very scary to do this. It's very scary to just let your partner be and do whatever it is that they want to do, because they might leave, or they might do something that feels painful. But what I came to understand is that I can't control what my partner does, and I don't want to. I really want to let him do exactly what he wants to do, and find out what that is, and then find out whether I like it or not. Every day is day one. Every day is your first date. So it sounds really scary, but it actually, if there's a genuine compatibility between you and your partner, this opens the door to magic, because when we sit inside ourselves and we think, I wish things were this way or that way, or I need more connection or anything like that, when we sit in this lacking energy inside ourselves, even if we keep it to ourselves, our energy puts pressure on our partner. Our partner can feel that energy. And that makes our partner feel like, oh God, I don't want anything to do with that. That feels heavy. That feels controlling. And I'm going to just go over here. And it makes it kind of complicated, because for our partner, and I'm not trying to look, okay, it goes both ways, but I can only work with you and what's empowering for you. And if your partner were to come to me and ask a question, then I would be saying that probably the same thing to your partner. So this is how we work on cultivating connection, by how we choose to show up. And that's all we can do, because we cannot control another person. Oh, hello. Someone is saying hello on my post. So here's the thing. It's very scary to do this. However, that's when the magic happens, because that's when our partner feels free to be themselves, and they don't feel any kind of heaviness, and then they can show us what they really want to share with us, and then we can decide whether that works for us or not. But when we come to the relationship with this lacking energy, that's like, this is not good enough, I wish I had more, I wish it was different, that energy muffles what our partner would naturally express with us. And okay, right, this is what I was saying before. It becomes complicated for our partner because they want to be with us, but they don't want to be in the heaviness. They don't want to be in the control. They don't want to be in the they don't want to be with that feeling that's putting pressure on them. So when we can rebalance ourselves in a way that alleviates that pressure, then we find out all about what our partner actually really wants to share with us, what they want to bring to the relationship. And like I said, that's when we can decide whether it's working for us or not. But hopefully we can find a way to rebalance in ourselves and have the patience and the courage to allow our partner to go away forever. I'll let you go away forever. You want space? Go, you can go away forever. And then let them come to you when they're done with their space. So, yeah, I was actually, I'll tell you one more thing and then I'm going to tell you my story. So I read this book called The Two-Step of Intimacy a long, long, long time ago. And the analogy or metaphor of that, the model of that book stays with me because it's also a very natural, energetic thing. The two-step of intimacy is where one partner initiates and then the other partner receives and processes that experience. And then there's space and then the other partner initiates and the other partner, okay, partner one initiates and partner two receives, and then partner two initiates and partner one receives. And when you have this back and forth, it keeps things feeling very team-like, very collaborative. But I've been in relationships, I've been on in relationships where my partner advanced and then advanced again and then advanced again. And I was like always on my back foot, like, okay, I didn't have space to rediscover my sense of desire to approach him. And so I always felt like he always felt like I was avoiding him because he was always putting pressure on me. But I've been on the other side too, where I was with someone that I was really excited about and I would advance and he needed more space. So I would advance and then I would advance again and then I would advance again. And so he was always on the back foot. So to find out what we really have as a dance with somebody, it really, really helps if we advance and then we wait. Once that little vignette of dancing is done, then we wait and we allow the other person to advance. And we don't know when they're going to do that. It might be tomorrow. It might be next week. It might be 2 weeks from now. Who knows? But you let it happen. And then you find out what you have. And then as you start to find out what you have, you decide what's right for you, whether it's right for you to stay or whether this is just not working for you. But it takes a lot of allowing to let it happen and to find out what you even have. So now I want to tell you my story. And this is going to, I don't know, I hope you like this story. This is a story of an incredibly beautiful relationship that I was in for 30 years, almost 30 years, 28 years with my horse. Okay. It was incredibly beautiful and intimate in the sense that I knew her energetically as this incredibly beautiful grounding friend. And I rode her in the beginning, but after the first, I think 3 years that I had her, I never rode her again. I just took care of her every day as a friend. And I really enjoyed her friendship. Over time, what I learned with her was that it was so great to never put a halter on her, actually, to never tie her to me. Because if I put a halter and a lead rope on her to keep her with me when I groom her or pick her feet or just hang out with her or whatever, I don't know if she actually wants to be there or not. And because I'm just telling her what to do. So I discovered that it was so much more meaningful for me in the relationship when I didn't tie her up. I didn't put a halter on her and a lead rope. I just let her be at liberty. And then I got to find out whether she actually wanted to hang out with me. And what I found out was that she did. And then what I found out is that I felt her love so much deeper when I let her go, and she was with me anyway, even though I let her go. This is such a huge lesson, but it goes even deeper than that, okay? After having her for 26 years, and I didn't know, I only had 2 years left with her, and I'm so sad that I didn't have more time with her. I encountered a school of horsemanship that took my understanding of how to be in a loving relationship with my horse even deeper. So I had certain rules around the barn. Rules like you can't freak out right next to me because it's unsafe, right? And rules like, so I fed her in this 100-gallon bucket. And so it was like, I don't know, 2.5 feet tall. And she liked to flip it over on its side and then back up. And I laid down the law. I said, you don't do that when I'm next to the bucket, because I was afraid she would knock the bucket into my knees. And I felt that I had the right, I was in the right to lay down the rules around the barn. What this school of horsemanship taught me was that I was being controlling and that I was suppressing her personality. And they showed me to invite her to do what she wants to do, which was, I was a little bit like, how does that add up? I don't want to get my knees busted with the, but I ended up, it was actually, we had a conversation, me and her, about the feed bucket. Because I knew that's a place where I control her, and I want to show her that I'm not controlling her anymore. So I walked over to the feed bucket with her feed, and I was going to put it in the bucket, right? But I'm waiting. I tipped the feed bucket, the tank, on its side, and I said, Rose, help me. I can't put your feed in the feed tank because it's on its side. So I'm basically telling her, it's okay for you to move this thing with your head like you like to do, even though I'm standing here. So she looked at me, she's like, I don't believe you, because I had already, like, for years been telling her not to do that. So she's like, I don't believe you. And so it took a few days for her to trust me that I actually was allowing her to do that. So that was the first thing that she discovered she could do, that I wasn't controlling her anymore. And it took about a total of 3 weeks of that kind of shift in our communication dynamic around the barn for her to actually trust me and to know, to understand, and to know that I was allowing her to be herself. I wasn't going to yell at her for expressing herself. And then our relationship went to a whole new level. And I found out that my horse was 10 times smarter than I ever realized in the 26 years that I had been taking care of her every day. I didn't board her and have someone else take care of her. I took care of her myself every day to keep the relationship really rich between her and me. And I had no idea how smart she was, because I had been laying down the law in these very subtle, small, just few ways. So, and I didn't realize that I was suppressing her personality because I was being a little controlling. And I thought I had to in order to be safe. Now, this is what we do in relationship. We could be a little controlling with our partner because we feel like, well, if he doesn't, if we don't, whatever, I don't have an example in my mind, but, oh, well, even for me, okay, I'll do it this way. So I'm in a long distance relationship, and I think it's really nice when we talk every day, or actually twice a day. And, but sometimes he doesn't. And actually, sometimes I don't too. Sometimes we go through a 24-hour period where he doesn't text me, or it feels like it's 24 hours he doesn't text me. And I could get upset about that. I could be like, oh, I feel uncomfortable. That makes me feel like things are inconsistent. That makes me feel like, he doesn't care. Whatever I could feel in the change from our rhythm of connecting. But what my choice is instead is to allow that to be, and to just let it be a first date again the next time that we talk. And what ends up happening actually is that I know that when he is with me, he really wants to be with me. and and it also keeps it fresh. Actually, it keeps it fresh for me. Like, it's not routine. So all the magic happens when we just stop when we stop fretting over the way we want it, and we apply a good deal of patience and allowing to discover what is it today, and then the next day, what is it today, and the next day, what is it today. And at any point that this is not working for us, we can leave. That's okay. Like, we don't have to. When I say, I'm painting a picture of letting go of all your expectations, that does not mean you have to be a doormat, and it doesn't mean you have to settle. But control always chokes off joy. And the ways, like, I didn't even know that I was controlling my horse. Like, I had no idea. But I was shutting down 90% of her self-expression just by control. I can only think of one rule I had around the barn, which was about the feed bucket. But it made her feel a certain way in relationship to me, and it shut down 90% of her self-expression. So how much of your partner's self-expression, natural self-expression, is subtly getting shut down because of the way your partner feels, because of the way you need things to be a certain way? And can you breathe and allow and discover what it is instead? Like start with a totally blank slate, and then let your partner add to that whatever they want to add, if anything, right? And then just see what it feels like to discover each day what there is. And then if you want to add a little bit of warmth, then just make a practice of thinking about what you appreciate about your partner as often as you can, daily if possible. And when it feels natural, share it with them. Because the other thing that really helps your partner, you're going to get the most, you're going to see the most from your partner when you give them all the allowing and you feed appreciation, feed that warmth of appreciation into the relationship, and give it time. When you do that, you'll find out how much your partner wants to bring to this relationship. But when we don't feed appreciation, then the energy can just kind of go flat. And when we control, it can cut down 90% of your partner's desire to express what they would naturally want to express in a romantic partnership with you. So I hope that was helpful. I am streaming this on my profile. I'm also streaming this in my group. If you're not a member of my group and you like what you're hearing from me, you would like to be supported in my community, then I'm going to put the link to the group in the comments, so you can just go ahead and join if that's something you'd like to do. All right, I hope this was insightful for you, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye for now.